Well, good news, I didn't really stay up as late as I normally would watching Sunday Night Football because it was only against the Chiefs and the Patriots. But I'll get into that in a second. What's more of a problem is the fact that it's Monday again. It stinks. Back to the old grind. Well, I guess what they said in the pilot episode of Futurama, you gotta do what you gotta do. And right now I have a video to make, so let's get started. Happy Monday, everybody. Yeah, it is Monday. Had a pretty relaxing day overall. You know, we got to spend the day with my folks. And actually got to see my grandfather on my mother's side yesterday. Which is actually a really good thing because a couple of days ago he actually just had knee surgery. And, I mean, he's able to walk. And the fact that when you have a mother who has a nurse practitioner, you're going to see that he is going to be walking a lot. It's still, I mean, my grandfather on my mother's side is 84 years old? 84, yeah. 84 years old, so I'm pretty sure that it's going to be rough. I mean, it'd be rough no matter what age you are, but the fact that he's 84 is already not the greatest thing in the world. Not to mention, there was a bit of a scare with his heart as opposed to whether or not he'd even have surgery at all. So, that was a bit of a scare. But, his heart turned out to be okay. He had surgery. He's obviously doing fine. That's me knocking on wood right there. And, yeah. So, there's that. Unfortunately, the same cannot be said for a few of the NFL picks that I picked yesterday. I mean, some of them I was right about. I mean, I was right that the Falcons were going to beat the Buccaneers. I was right that the Chargers were going to beat the Browns. Albeit, I wish the Browns, did better. The Colts and the Jets, yeah, I knew right away the Jets were going to win. The Colts really are not a very good team. They are not. And hopefully, after this week, more and more people are really going to start to notice that. At least I hope they do. Again, this is what happens when you stay up late on a Sunday night and expect to do anything on a Monday morning. So, yeah. The Seahawks, yeah. I knew they were going to win against the Raiders. I mean, the Raiders are, all they have is Derek Carr. You take away Khalil Mack, they're nothing. But I'll get into something about that a little bit later. How the heck did the Redskins beat the Panthers? How? I'm looking at the scores right now, I'm like, how is this possible? The Redskins are not a very good team. They should not be beating the Panthers at all. And yet, they beat them 23-17. I mean, don't get me wrong. Anytime Cam Newton loses is always, nice for me because I really can't stand how pompous he acts. But at the same time, why did it have to be the Redskins to beat him? Oh well. Don't worry, when the Cowboys play the Redskins, the rightful order will be restored. I know it will. My goodness, I hope that's the case. And for that matter, the Texans are not very good either. How? Seriously, Buffalo Bills, you had one job. One job, and that was to beat the Texans, who are not a very good team. And you did not beat them. Seriously, what gives? I mean, this is supposed to be a new year for Buffalo, and it's not really looking all that great. Well, I guess, you know what, this is unforgivable. Someone's got to beat the Texans, please. I mean, I would rather have Jacksonville or the Titans win that division than the Texans at this point. Because honestly, I really don't think the Texans are going to do anything remarkable. Then again, come a few weeks later when it comes time to the playoffs, I'm probably going to be eating my words. I hope I don't end up eating my words. That's going to be a real drag. Let's see. The Cardinals and the Vikings. Yeah, I knew the Vikings were going to win. The Vikings had a few losses, but in the end, I knew they were a better overall team than the Cardinals. They are. In fact, unless the Packers make a miracle happen, I suspect the Vikings to win that division. I really think they will. Unless the Bears make something happen, which they probably will, but I'll be getting to something about that in a moment. The Steelers and the Bengals, I can't believe I was wrong about that one. I mean, the Steelers score like a last-minute touchdown at the end of the game in order to win. You gotta be kidding me. How does... That does not compute for me. It doesn't. It boggles the mind is what it does. But, whatever. I guess it is what it is. And then, how'd the Dolphins win? The Bears have Khalil Mack, the most dangerous thing in the entirety of the NFC North. How'd the Dolphins win that game? In overtime. Oh, right, because of luck, I guess. Man, bears are supposed to eat fish, aren't they? Yes, I know dolphins are mammals. That's a joke. Deal with it. So, yeah. That really surprised me. One thing that did not surprise me, however, was the Rams beating the Broncos. Yeah, the score was a lot closer than I thought, but I knew the Rams were going to win. Excuse me. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong, the Broncos are a good team, but the Rams just overall better. And as long as Todd Gurley and Jared Goff remain healthy, I'm pretty sure the Rams are going to be a dominant force in the NFC, not just the NFC West, but probably the entirety of the NFC. In fact, one of my predictions this year, ladies and gentlemen, well, before last night's game, was going to be a Rams-Chiefs Super Bowl. But more on that in a minute. The Ravens and the Titans. I was much not right about that. So, yeah. I think, call me crazy, but I'm pretty sure the Baltimore Ravens are a little upset that they lost to the Cleveland Browns a week ago. Because they stomped on the Titans 21-0. That, it doesn't really bode well, now does it? So, yeah. Looks like the Ravens secondary is still as strong as ever, which is good for them. But, you know, there's a lot of things that a Cowboys fan can really say about what our team was before yesterday's game. Because I feel as if there are two different universes. There's the universe from before the Cowboys played Jacksonville, and then the universe after the Cowboys played Jacksonville. Because we're living in the universe after the Cowboys played Jacksonville, and, okay, for full disclosure, overall, Jacksonville is supposed to have the number one defense in the NFL. This is overall. This is secondary, front seven, all that. And the Cowboys utterly destroyed them. 40-7. Not 1-4. 4-0. 2-7. Oh, Scooter Magruder is going to have a fun video for that one. I'm actually really looking forward to that one. I'm not going to lie. And okay, this is actually a really funny story. See, I actually stopped watching last night's game at around halftime because the Patriots were utterly decimating the Chiefs. They were. Like, that entire first half belonged to the Patriots. No questions asked. So you can imagine my surprise when the final score still ended up being 43-14. 40. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Patriots won, and yeah, technically I was wrong about thinking that the Chiefs were going to win against the Patriots yesterday. And now, I'm still not entirely sure if my prediction of who's going to go to the Super Bowl this year is going to be correct. I mean, don't get me wrong, no matter what, I'm always going to think my Cowboys are going to go to the Super Bowl. But now, after yesterday afternoon's game and last night's game, I don't know. I really don't know. And this is only week 5. We are not even halfway through the entirety of this season. And at this rate, anything can happen. But one thing I know for a fact is going to happen is the Cowboys are going to beat the Redskins. I know we are. We'll beat the Redskins, and then the rightful order will be restored. My goodness, I hope I'm right about that. I don't want to be wrong about that. That's the last thing I want to be wrong about. So, yeah. In the end, I ended up being right about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 out of... Oh. Looks like 7 out of 7 games. I guess. Or 7 out of... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 out of the 14 games I've been. So yeah. 50-50. That's about the average of your typical NFL pick guy, I guess. So, yeah. I mean, yeah, there's a game tonight with the Packers and the 49ers. And I'm just going to say right now, I think the Packers are going to win this game. I think they are. I mean, I hope I'm not wrong about that one, but yeah, I think it's going to go to the Packers. So, those are all my picks from this past week. I'm sure a bunch of you were right. I'm sure a bunch of us were wrong. You know, it is what it is. All we can do now is get through today and get ready for next weekend, shall we? So, yeah. That's all I have to say for right now. Although, speaking of picks, apparently in yesterday's newest video of the history of competitive Pokemon battling, they actually talked about one Pokemon from the first generation that was pretty forgettable. But now it's become a powerhouse all its own, thanks to a necessary evolution. Which one am I talking about? Well, the link is going to be in the description. I'll be happy to show you. Anyway, I should probably get going. I got a busy day ahead of me. So, like, favorite, share, and hit that subscribe button. I could really use the support on YouTube. Follow me on the social media platforms of Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Oh, gonna be a lot of Monday, ladies and gentlemen. I'm humbled I made this video for all of you guys to watch and enjoy for today. I'm hopeful that we all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Monday. At least I hope it's wonderful. Remember, Mondays can be a real drag, you know. And remember, if any of you guys ever want to talk or chat, I'm always going to be here to lend an ear. And I'll always have your back. Take care, everybody.